14 architectural students, volunteers with the charity Orkidstudio, have been set the challenge of designing and constructing new facilities for a school in the Copperbelt region of Zambia.
We've got a big challenge ahead of us. We've got to build 350 square metres of classroom in 7 weeks, which is not a lot of time. If we don't finish, we don't really have much in the way of options. It's just a case of getting stuck in now and making sure that it happens.
This is the 4th project undertaken by Orkidstudio, a charity dedicated to helping young people and communities worldwide, inspiring a sense of pride and ambition through innovative design and construction.
The Orkidstudio investment in this project has come at a fantastic time because really we've reached almost capacity now for the school buildings that we have in place.
As an architecture student, you do it kind of quite like abstractly in the studio, and it's the idea of actually doing a project that will make a difference, is real, and seeing the whole design process all the way through.
So today was the first day on site, a half day just looking at setting out. So took the drawings that we came with and realised, of course, very quickly that we don't have a very level site, but there's a bit of a drop of almost half a metre from the top or highest point of the site to the lowest. So we've got to work out effectively how deep our foundations can go without having either too shallow a foundation or far too much concrete and we're wasting material.
This morning's been really tough. Started digging out the pads for the foundations. Really hard work, but luckily we have the local labourers coming in and they are so efficient, so fit.
So I've been helping these guys. I've been running the cement mixing today. It's been pretty hard work because we've got 7 guys all working on it.
Today's been very stressful, and so it's the 3rd day of the build so far. It's the 2nd day that we brought in workers, so I think it's a very important thing that we have local people on site helping us. It creates a great rapport, and one of the difficulties that we've had is making them sort of agreeing a fee with them, making them feel like they're part of the team. Some of them are keen to work, some of them not so much. So it's about sort of developing that relationship.
Perhaps the greatest challenge facing the project is the sourcing of the materials.
So I've been going to mainly local businesses and like building suppliers, just trying to source every single possible material for the build. Today we're off to Trad, which is a local timber yard. We've got the majority of our structural timber from them so far for the build, and we've just got to go and pick up the final few pieces. It's been a long process. We first ordered them about 2 months before we came out to Zambia, so it's been a big job for them, probably the biggest I've ever done, but it's good, I guess, to encourage that local business.
Sourcing them is one thing. Ensuring that they turn up when they're needed is another.
Until we can get those things, it's not a huge amount to do. Just a little bit frustrating. We've got a bit of a problem on site at the moment.
Not everyone is complaining, however. It's now essential to make up for lost time.
We've got the carpentry well underway. We've rattled through the columns this morning and we're just going to finish them off this evening. I think the whole feeling within the group is really positive at the moment.
in the design we have 2 gutter beams side by side. We've now found out when we're actually on site that once these are bolted together, we can't even lift half of one of these beams up onto the roof structure. So we've had to really rethink that, and we're now been searching around for some heavy lifting machinery. We've rented a forklift for tomorrow, and we're hopefully in one day going to be able to lift all the things into place.
With the forklift arriving the following morning, the team have to work through the night. There's another problem the team haven't anticipated. The timber they're using isn't dry, and this makes it heavy. They're going to need some help to raise the roof.
Tomorrow we've got a crane coming on site, which is an Orkidstudio first, something that I didn't see us doing necessarily on this project or for a few yet to come. So it's very exciting, looking forward to tomorrow. It'll be a very big day.
Today's been the first day that we've been able to see our overall concept ideas come into fruition and the actual construction of the varied pitches. So that's been really exciting and some massive sense of achievement, having just had our halfway mark last night. So it's been a really exciting day.
One of the things that we've really set out to do on this project is to create a building which is something special, stands out, and can become something which really inspires this community, something which they can be proud of. I think that we achieve that through a lot of participation, community involvement, and just an understanding of their architecture and how things work out there. And I think that one of the challenges that we have set ourselves is that combination of our Western understanding of construction with local materials, local processes, and marrying those two things together in what will be really quite a technical build in some respects, but hopefully one which will be a real symbol and a landmark for that local area and that school.
It is something that is so attractive, and it is something that is also going to add value to this school. It is unique in its structure, because here in Chingola, if I can say in Zambia, we do not have such a structure.
I think a building has a feel to it, and this has just got such a good feel. Not just the physical space, but the materials that are being used. And I think something about the volunteers who are putting it all together, all of that contributes to something being more than just a structure. It's a space that I think is going to be very special.
At the moment I'm confident that we will finish the building in time. It was always a very ambitious schedule, 7 weeks for a building of this size, but it's so far been running quite well, so we'll have to see.
A moment, a love, a dream, a laugh, a kiss, a cry, our rights, our wrongs. A moment, a love, a dream, a laugh, a moment, a love to stay. Stop becoming while our blood's still young. It's so young, you
The idea for the roof is to cover the corrugated metal with fabric, and we're using local fabric. We've had to go and buy loads from the local market. And the idea is just to bring a bit of colour into the classrooms. And also it is that thing of using local culture and bringing that into the building.
won't stop till it's over. Won't stop to surrender.
7 weeks after arriving in Mutende, the team are finally ready to hand over the new facility to the community.
It is my singular honor to officially commission and open this new classroom block.
From my point of view, what's most impressive about the project isn't the fact that we've delivered a building on time and to budget, particularly with such an ambitious budget and schedule, but it's actually the success of when on the opening day you see children running around the outdoor spaces, poking their heads through windows, sitting on the seats around the building, and just the enjoyment they're making of the space.
Making melodies in my heart, making melodies in my heart, making melodies in my heart to the King of Kings.
I would hope that this project has a bigger effect rather than just providing a facility that a lot of the children involved will go on and maybe pick up some of the skills that they learned on site.
The locals have been saying how much of an effect it's had on the local area, and the local area is starting to become Mutende as opposed to Lulamba, which is quite exciting and amazing.
You can see the sketches that this school be very beautiful, probably the best in Chinkola. Yeah.